And if Board Member Turner has any comments, I'd like to at least
she didn't
give the opportunity for her to speak before we move on.
She didn't have her hand up. But Board Member Turner, Board Member Bickford, do you have any more questions?
Thank you for bringing that up. I'll make sure I raise my hand or put my hand up when the complaints process comes up. I was curious about PC 22-129, the bias complaint that was in there. That's still in process. It was kind of unclear. It said a third party actually made that complaint, not the person themselves. So I thought that was something, given our duties on the board, to kind of look, question and inquire about. That's the first bias complaint I've seen so far. So
Bueller.
Seeing if anyone else noticed it, or if there's anything, further. Looks like an individual was cited and a third party witnessed it, and it's still in process, and it's a bias complaint.
This is Board Member Lilch. I do think Turner is asking for clarification on that, if we can gain that, regarding what's stated underneath there for PC 22-129.
What clarification are you looking for?
She's asking regarding it states a third party alleged bias in the manner the citation was issued, and she's saying it appears this is
Complaint made by a third party. It says it's still in process. So, it seems like when it comes down to, as a board, what our duties are, obviously we are specifically delegated to look into the bias and harassment and discrimination complaints, but there's one on these complaints and it's like we're all looking like birds here.
Yes, I don't think it's fair for someone to jaywalk to get a ticket, not a warning. Yes, I had gotten a ticket just for that and not a warning. Right in front of Starbucks restaurant, matter of fact, this past coming week.
You got an actual ticket for jaywalking?
Yeah.
Could you address us, please? Excuse me, sir. He's speaking to us at this time.
I don't think it's fair for somebody to jaywalk to get a ticket, not a warning. Not anywhere else, yeah, probably got a warning. But really, a ticket just for that? Somebody that don't have no benefits to pay for it has to pay $163 total for a ticket for jaywalking, really? How is this country is going to change or get better if stuff like this keep happening in each town, or even worse? I just want to know what you guys stand in all this.
Thank you. Excuse me, you're being very disruptive.
Y'all have a good time. We're going to help some people here.
Yeah, being very disruptive, helping a man file a bias complaint against their committee. Look online. You'll see jaywalking in the Google search results. You'll see jaywalking in pictures of Massachusetts streets. And you'll see them everywhere. Here's a picture of one walking across the street. But what floored me, this is the Community Police Review Board's own webpage. And if you look in this picture, deeper, that's right, on down there by 9th Street. You see them? Those are jaywalkers. That's right, on the city's own webpage, on the Community Police Review Board's own website. So I submitted a request to find out how many jaywalking tickets had been issued by this city this year in 2022. 1. James's is the only one. You tell me why that's not bias.
The last thing I'm going to do is I'm pushing send on an email that comes to all of you, including the chief of police, and it's a bias complaint because that jaywalking ticket, the only one issued this year to a homeless person, was straight up bias.
Thank you.
So,
you know,
Dr. Turner, if I may,
that, you know.
if I may, so you're by the ordinance, the way it's written now, you would only become involved in this complaint after it's been resolved, and if the person who made the complaint wishes to appeal it, the ruling to this board. So what we do is we receive the complaint. This was a third-party complaint. The third party did not witness the incident. It was reported to us. We are now working through trying to identify the person who actually received the violation, and then once we get them, we'll take a statement from them and then make a determination about whether it was bias-based or not. So obviously, the only person that knows whether it's bias-based would be the person who was actually there. So
Right.
while the third party filed it as a bias-based complaint, that third party didn't provide any facts that would make it a bias-based complaint. So
that makes sense.
That's why we have to do the work.
Yeah, that makes sense. So as
and then
of
if
right
it is
now,
determined
then
that it
it's
was
just
bias-based,
being
but it was
listed as
for whatever
biased,
reason,
the
one of the
person's not found,
classifications,
and we're just
then
kinda
if the person
reviewing
who
these complaints
was
to
involved
review
in the
them.
incident